a Rolls-Royce SUV that cruises dunes, too decadent or brilliantly versatile. Under that iconic Pantheon grille sits a 6.75-litre V12 pumping out 563 horsepower, fed through an 8-speed automatic to all 4 wheels. That power plant's silky smooth delivery is married to an adaptive air suspension system that Rolls calls the magic carpet ride, letting you float over potholes, cobblestones, or even sandy trails with equal composure. Yet only insiders know that each Cullinan undergoes secret off-road torture testing in the Moroccan desert, ensuring the bespoke chassis can handle real dunes despite the limo-like dimensions. Rumor has it the V12 suffers from heat soak issues under extreme duty, but factory engineers have quietly tuned cooling channels to keep horsepower on tap. And at just a few hundred units per year, owning a Cullinan means more than status, it's a rare badge of automotive theatre. Next up, we're swapping refinement for raw M performance power in the BMW XM. .738 horses under that polarizing grille. Can the styling debate ever die? BMW's first electrified M model pairs a twin-turbo 4.4-litre V8 with a potent electric motor to unleash up to 738 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque in the label red version. You'll surge from 0 to 60 in just over 4 seconds. Yet this hybrid also claims improved city efficiency thanks to a silent electric-only mode. What few buyers realize is that stuffing batteries and an electric drive into an M-Series chassis added over 400 pounds, forcing engineers to recalibrate the active roll bars and stiffen the adaptive suspension. Reports suggest that early test mules had unpredictable snap behavior under hard corner entry, but BMW dialed in revised damping maps ahead of production. Whether you worship M-Law or hate the grille's gigantic kidney, the XM stands as one of the boldest statements in SUV performance. But that's only the beginning. Next, we turn to Britain's long wheelbase super SUV from Land Rover. When your SUV is longer than some sedans, do you even need front seats? Land Rover's SV Long Edition stretches the wheelbase by nearly 6 inches, delivering rear executive class legroom that rivals private jets. Under the hood lurks a 4.4-litre twin-turbo V8 going 0 to 60 in roughly 4.7 seconds, while adaptive air suspension promises that trademark floating feel over broken pavement or off-road ruts. But insiders warn the bespoke SVO finishes, like hand-applied paint layers and custom two-tone roofs, add hefty weight that slightly dulls throttle response. And though the PV Pro infotainment system is slick, early adopters complained of occasional software freezes on long trips. Rumor has it some bespoke buyers even request in-floor refrigerators and gold-plated trim to match their interiors, because why not? Still, only a handful of SV Longs roll out each month and everyone is tailored to buyer specs, from 23-inch forged wheels to unique paint formulas. If you demand chauffeur-grade space without sacrificing performance, this is your silent Bentley killer. But hold tight. Next up is a supercar-blooded Lamborghini disguised as an SUV. Drives like a sports car, but will your local speed bumps hate you? The Urus Performante borrows the 4.0-litre twin-turbo V8 from the Huracan STO, cranking out 657 horsepower and lobbing you to 60 in just 3.3 seconds. Active aerodynamics deploy front splitters and rear wings at highway speeds, boosting downforce for razor-sharp turning. Yet that supercar hardware comes at a cost. The track-focused suspension can beat you up over city potholes, and the carbon ceramic brakes hiss with thermal feedback if you stop and go at low speeds. Lamborghini's Ad Personam program lets you spec nearly any color, material, or trim imaginable, though some exclusive pigments cost as much as a used sports car. The interior wraps Alcantara, carbon fiber, and a custom engraved start button for that racing cockpit feel. But be ready for bespoke service bills that climb into the 5-figure range, and that's before you add snowplow skis. Just kidding, but only barely. Up next, a true American giant takes the stage. A 265-inch SUV with a supercharged V8, so can it even corner? Cadillac's Escalade V tucks a hand-built 6.2-litre supercharged V8 under its massive hood, unleashing 682 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. Magnetic ride control reads road imperfections 1,000 times per second, adapting dampers to balance body roll against luxury cabin softness. And yes, you get the full Escalade-size cabin with leather, wood grain, and even a 38-inch curved OLED display. A full 360-degree camera system and automatic emergency braking round out the safety suite, proving this giant can nonetheless be surprisingly nimble in tight spots. But beneath the chrome and power lies a rumor of air spring failures on early models, prompting GM to strengthen internal seals. Owners also whisper about mysterious calibration tweaks at the tank, an unofficial dealer-level hack to shave tenths off lap times. Throw in Cadillac's Super Cruise hands-free highway driving and you have a blend of muscle and tech that few expected. But don't get too comfortable, Britain's fastest SUV is waiting in the next segment. Fastest SUV on sale. But where did all the cargo space go? Aston Martin's DBX 707 revs a 4.0-litre twin-turbo V8 to 697 horsepower and 663 pound-feet, slinging through 0 to 60 in a blistering 3.1 seconds. Beneath its polished bodywork sits recalibrated adaptive air springs and upgraded Brembo carbon ceramic brakes to handle the extra grunt. Yet despite the performance, the DBX remains Aston's first foray into high-volume production, and owners report bespoke service costs that rival small supercar maintenance. Inside, the driver's cockpit is swathed in leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber, but fitting ski bags in the trunk can be a stretch if you opt for the track package's rear strut brace. Rumor has it Aston performed secret Nürburgring tests to fine-tune the chassis, but only a handful of prototypes survived to production. And that might just be the tip of the iceberg. Next, we float back to Maybach's ultra-luxury take on the SUV. Magic carpet ride for $170,000, worth every cent or pure excess. The Mercedes Maybach GLS 600 combines a twin-turbo 4.0-litre V8 with a 48-volt EQ boost mild hybrid system, delivering a seamless 550 horsepower and torque fill that arrives almost instantly. Its Airmatic air suspension features magic body control that can lean into corners or level itself on uneven terrain, while optional virtual ride control uses active anti-roll bars for that floating sensation. But insiders say the EQ boost can only provide short bursts of torque before the battery needs recharging, making it more of a novelty than a fuel saver. The cabin is a study in opulence, Napa leather, fine wood trim, and Maybach's signature umbrella stowed in the doors. Rear passengers get dual 12.3-inch screens, power recline, and even chauffeur-style footrests. And yet, at this price, some wonder if less complex tech might have sufficed. But next, we head to Crewe for Bentley's bespoke EWB throne. First-class lounge on wheels, fast enough to justify six figures. The Bentley Bentayga EWB Mulliner stretches its wheelbase to offer rear passengers airline-style seats that recline, massage, and come complete with footrests. A 4.0-litre twin-turbo V8 produces a smooth 542 horsepower, paired with an 8-speed gearbox that shifts like silk. Beneath the plush carpets are adaptive air springs and active roll control that soften bumps but keep body roll in check. Mulliner's personalization options border on absurd. Diamond quilted seats, hand-stitched overmats, even an illuminated Mulliner emblem on the door sills. But insiders warn that adding too many Mulliner options can tack on another six figures to the tab, turning a $275,000 base price into a $500,000 spectacle. The tech package includes a 3D surround view camera and predictive cruise control, but only a select clientele will ever push this hybrid of craftsmanship and performance to its limits. Coming up, brace yourself for Mansory's extreme take on the G-Wagon. When a G-Wagon isn't outrageous enough, Mansory says, "Hold my champagne." The Mansory-tuned Mercedes AMG G63 cranks the 4.0-litre twin-turbo V8 to a mind-boggling 838 horsepower and 738 pound-feet, rocketing to 60 in just 3.5 seconds. Wide-body carbon fiber fenders, a redesigned front splitter, and 24-inch forged wheels give it an aggressive stance that screams takeover. But beneath the theatrical bodywork lurk whispers of cracked trim in cold weather, and owners report that the bespoke exhaust system requires special rebuilds every 10,000 miles. Inside, lavish leather hides are contrasted with exposed carbon fiber, while custom embroidery and monogrammed door panels remind you this is no ordinary G. Yet resale values can take a nosedive when the next Mansory monster arrives, leaving early adopters with bespoke payments on wheels. And if you think that's bonkers, just wait until we finish with the Prancing Horses SUV in the final act. A Ferrari SUV. Is this heresy or the next automotive icon? The Purosangue breaks tradition by dropping a naturally aspirated 6.5-litre V12 into an SUV chassis, generating a thunderous 715 horsepower and a spine-tingling soundtrack that none of the competition can match. Ferrari claims 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds while preserving the mid-engine balance by mounting the engine behind the front axle. Yet whispers of packaging headaches surfaced early on. Some test drivers speculated that trunk volume was sacrificed to accommodate the V12's intake plenums. Inside, the cabin is pure Ferrari, carbon fiber trim, racing-style seats, and a minimalist dash centered around the digital tachometer. Reports suggest Ferrari engineers added special urethane bushings to dial out unwanted noise and vibration, keeping luxury and performance in harmony. As Ferrari's first SUV, the Purosangue stands poised to redefine what a prancing horse can be if you can swallow the idea of utility in exchange for a V12 heartbeat.